going to play a game. Let me take my tie off. I'll tell you how to play. I'm going to take both halves of my tie. And I'm going to place both of them up here. I will now drop them at the same time, both halves. And you tell me if the big half is going to fall first or if the little half will fall first. Ready? It's a tie.
Meets the sea, it calls me, and no one knows how far it goes.
Where's the sound?
Dave,
I can't.
your microphone, it's not
Click
on.
on the button with the picture of the microphone.
Every time a villain calls in, this happens.
Hello? Hello?
Well, now we can
So
hear you,
annoying.
but we cannot see you.
Every time.
That's like Getty.
Touch this. 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 Touch this.
This is the third week without church. I miss the homies, bro.
Hey, welcome to chapel, guys.
Hey everyone, we're so excited to see you. We hope you got your special delivery lunch. If you gave us an updated address but you didn't get your lunch, please let Eldon or myself know so that we can help you get your lunch. And also look for a special email from your class executives just to make sure that you're feeling a part of your class.
Hey, first year students, I hope you're all doing well. We miss seeing your faces on campus, but we're so glad to have this chapel experience together. Be strong and courageous.
Hey, second years, nice to see you. I thought I'd try out another culture, so here we go. Anyways, our culture is going through a lot of changes. I hope you're adjusting well, and I miss you guys terribly. See ya.
Hey, third years, just want to encourage you to keep on keeping on. You and Jesus have got this. I'm so proud of you, and I can't wait to see you next year. I really believe our fourth year is going to be the best one yet.
Hey, fourth years, really proud of you, the way that you've been learning, growing, and just growing in your internship during this coronavirus moment. You're right at the finish line of your academic program, so stay strong, finish well. Love you, miss you.
All right, and we're going to go now to Peter for an important announcement.
Hi, students. We have an important announcement about one of our faculty. Allison McGregor has been with us for 2 years, and she has been and will continue to be an amazing teacher for us. But she is not only a gifted teacher, but she has strong administrative abilities as well. And Allison is going to be taking on the role of the Assistant Academic Dean. So she's going to be helping me, and actually she has been helping me this entire year, and especially since January, with all sorts of tasks related to the academic office. One main area that affects you concerns her involvement with frontline student help. So Allison is going to be involved in helping with assignment extensions, absence appeals, academic integrity issues, academic guidance, and those types of things. So when you seek extensions and those types of things, don't be surprised to hear from Allison. So congratulations, Allison, on your new role. Would you like to say a few words?
Sure. Thank you, Dr. Newman. I'm really pleased to have opportunity to serve Master's College in this role, and of course to serve all of our student body. Some of you have already been in contact with me in this capacity, but I'm just really pleased to be a part of your journey in this way.
All right. Thanks a lot, Allison. And now over to Kathleen, who will be telling us about student awards.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the MCS Awards Show COVID edition with the Van Engens.
We are going to be your hosts for all of the awards that are happening today. This is live from our living room. If you were able to see the things that are around this camera right now, you would be proud. Laptops up by craft carts. This video is on top of a lampshade, and I'm wearing track pants right now.
And we found these in our boys' bedroom closet.
So the first award, again, these are for all non-graduating students first. The first award is called the Arnold Lucas Bursary. It's $200. This bursary is given to a third-year student who has demonstrated a teachable and Christ-like character, one whose conduct shows compassion, integrity, and spiritual maturity.
The spiritually mature amongst you is Kara Tetro. Woo! And the crowd went wild.
I hope you're screaming at home.
Yeah.
Of joy.
Okay. And next up, we have the C.B. and Beulah Smith Award. This award is for $750, and this award is given to 2 students showing promise for ministry and exhibiting skills in expository preaching.
We have 2 winners for this, Mike McNeely and Brianna Reed. Congratulations, guys. The third award is called the Donald W. Orser Award. This is $250 as well. The recipient of this award is a second or third year non-graduating married student returning to MCS, preferable one who has left an established livelihood in order to prepare for ministry.
Pays to be married, folks. The winner is Corey Jenkins.
Good job, Corey.
We now have the Edna Lee Memorial Award. This award will be 40% off of next year's tuition. This award is provided by the Edna Lee Endowment Fund to a returning student at the Peterborough campus, enrolled full-time in a diploma or bachelor's degree program, who is a caring and compassionate student known for their acts of service. And this year we have 2 award winners.
2 of them. First winner is Tonga Noro. Attaboy, Tonga. And the next one is Emanuela Nazaire. Good job, Emanuela.
Okay, next we have the George and Florence Grundy Award. This is for $1,300. This award is given to a student who is committed to missionary service, one who has demonstrated a zeal for mission and has specific personal missions objectives in view.
The winner of this award is Joshua Burley. Good job, Josh. Next award is called the we already just did the one. The Harold and Yvonne Reed Discipleship Award, $1,000. This discipleship award is provided by Pickering Pentecostal Church to honor an exemplary leadership and ministry of Harold and Yvonne Reed in Pickering and beyond. It is awarded to a student enrolled in the BRE or BTH degree program in pastoral ministry. The recipient, who has a passion for discipleship of leaders and demonstrated servant's heart, has modeled leadership skills in classroom, church, and community settings and maintained at least a B average.
And our MCS winner is Josh Mahaffey. Did I say that right?
Yep.
Congratulations. Next up we have the James and May Swanson Award. The Founders Award is offered by the family and friends of the late founders of Masters College and Seminary, James and May Swanson, to a faculty-designated student. In keeping with the spirit and heart of the Swansons as founders of Masters College and Seminary, this award shall go to a student who has demonstrated ownership of the college and their contribution to its promotion and advancement through leadership and activity, that contributes to the fulfillment of the institution's mandate. Wow.
The winner of this award is Jonathan Candia. Attaboy.
Yay, John.
The next award is called the Hubert and Muriel Montney Memorial Bursary, $1,000. This bursary will be used to enable some deserving students from Southern Ontario to continue their studies at Masters College and Seminary. There's 4 winners to this award.
Those 4 winners are... I gotta look at the screen. Abby Berg, Antonia Elliott, Steph Meadows, and Joey Morris.
Good job, guys.
Congratulations. We have another James and May Swanson Award, right?
No, you read that one before you were supposed to.
Oops. Okay, moving on to the Gene Smith Bursary Award for $500. This bursary is given to a second or third year student returning to Masters, preferably one who is from a maritime province.
The winner of this $500 award is Jacayla Ezard. I think I said that right. We missed you, Jacayla, but you're coming back.
We miss you. Yay.
The next award is the Kennedy Road Tabernacle Award, $500. This award is given to a second or third year returning to Masters College and Seminary who has achieved at least a B average, has shown spiritual growth since admission to MCS, and who plans to proceed directly into the ministry upon graduation.
And the winner is Mike McNeely, cleaning up again. Good job, Mike. Now we have the R.E. Sternal Award for $250. Sound like, who does that? Jeopardy or
We got like less than 30 seconds left. We gotta get flying.
This award is given by the family of the late R.E. Sternal in honor of his ministry as a pioneer in the Pentecostal Assemblies of Canada to a student for the best essay on an announced topic relating to Pentecostal history and theology.
Winner of this award, $250, Brianna Reed.
Yay,
The
Brianna.
13th award, the Summit Community Church Missional Scholarship for $600. This scholarship is provided by the Summit, a community church in Sault Ste. Marie, to a returning 3rd or 4th year Peterborough campus student from Northern Ontario who is known for their zeal and passion in reaching people with the gospel message.
All the way from the north is our winner, Josiah Penner.
Last award.
Last award. Walter and Margaret McKay Memorial Scholarship. This is for $500. And this winner is given to the following students, said that all wrong, who are honors students in active Christian service and who are models of Christian character. We have 3 winners.
The 3 winners are Joshua Burley, Emmy Habel, and Kara Tetro. Congratulations, everyone.
Good job,
We're now going to be pushing you over to Julie and Ryan, who are going to be leading you guys in worship.
See you soon.
Like you do, God, I know just what to do. God, I look to you. I won't be overwhelmed. Give me vision to see things like you do. And God, I look to you. You're where my help comes from. Give me wisdom. You know just what to do. I will love you, Lord, my strength. I will love you, Lord, my shield. I will love you, Lord, my rock. Forever all my days I will love you, God. God, I look to you. I won't be overwhelmed. Give me vision to see things like you do. God, I look to you. You're where my help comes from. Give me wisdom. You know just what to do. I will love you, Lord, my strength. I will love you, Lord, my shield. I will love you, Lord, my rock. Forever all my days I will love you, God. Hallelujah, our God reigns. Hallelujah, our God reigns. Hallelujah, our God reigns. Forever all my days. Hallelujah. I will love you, Lord, my strength. I will love you, Lord, my shield. I will love you, Lord, my rock. Forever all my days I will love you, God.
Amen. Okay, we're going to let Bobby and Kathleen take the next part here, and they're going to share some awards with us.
We're back.
From our living room, remember? So we are here for the second part of the awards show. This is for all of our graduating students. So are you ready? Because we got 14 of them, and we have to do it faster than last time. So,
Good thing I talk fast.
first of all, it's called the Academic Council Award. This is for $1,175.
Woo!
This award is given to a graduating Bachelor of Religious Education or Bachelor of Theology student who has achieved a minimum cumulative GPA of 3.80. The recipient of this award has demonstrated an ability to deal with challenging and abstract concepts and to integrate these concepts into various theological and ministry contexts.
Our winner is Jeremy Hughes. Congratulations, Jeremy.
Good job, Jeremy.
Next, we have the Alumni Award. This award is given to a graduating student for $500 who has demonstrated high spiritual, moral, academic, and leadership ability during their time at Masters, College, and Seminary.
The winner of this award is Elena Wiernick. Good job, Elena.
Woo! Next up, we have the Diamond Award for $300. This award is provided to a graduating diploma or Bachelor of Theology campus student who has demonstrated increasing evidence of excellence in their spiritual, ministry, academic, and community life while a student at the campus.
The winner of this award is Ezra McAvney. Good job, Ezra. Grace Catherine Gooding Award, $350. This award is given to a graduating student who has demonstrated both a commitment to and abilities in the area of pastoral care.
The winner is Cortland Kane. Congratulations, Cortland.
Good job, Cortland.
Next up, we have the Harold and Rhonda Hillier Leadership Award. This is for $200, and this award is provided to a Peterborough campus graduating student who has demonstrated leadership skills and has made a positive contribution to our community here at MCS.
The winner of this award is Adrian Pivot Dyer. Good job, Adrian.
Good job.
The Layman's Award, $300. This award is given to the graduating speaker.
Who I hope we hear your speech at some point, somehow. You know who also got this award?
Oh, Lord.
Congratulations to our very own Caitlin Watson. Congratulations, Caitlin.
You're next.
Next up, we have the Marilyn Bush International Mission Scholarship for $1,000. The scholarship is provided by PAOC International Missions to a graduating student who, during their time at Masters, was known for significantly engaging with God's mission in the world, as evidenced by their passion for and involvement in missional ministry.
The winner of this award is Amy Heyer. Good job,
Yay,
Amy. The next award, Reality Outreach Ministries Evangelism Award, Heaven's Gates and Hell's Flames, $1,000. The recipient of this award is a graduate who has exemplified a passion for reaching people with the unchanging message of the gospel while they were a student at the college, with a clear demonstration that this passion for reaching people will continue in future ministry.
Our winner is, again, Adrian Pivot Dyer. Congratulations. Next up, we have one of my personal favorites, the Ruth Tonks Award for $750, given in memory of the first woman ordained in the PAOC. This award recognizes the gifts and calling of one who gives evidence of pastoral, evangelistic, or ministry potential, one who is actively pursuing Christian service.
The winner of this award is Eden Maltby. Good job, Eden.
Congratulations.
The Susan Miles Award for $250. This award is given to a graduating student who plans to work in child evangelism.
And the winner of this award is Andreas
Camargo.
Andreas, I love you. Congratulations. The next award being presented by us is the Vernon and Marie Wright Global 180 Award. Oh, how nice. For $500. The Vernon and Marie Wright Global 180 Award is provided to a graduating BTH youth ministry student who has demonstrated a high level of character and leadership in the college community while committed to serving community youth through the Global 180 communications.
The winner of this award is Eden Maltby. 13, 2 awards left, all right? Association of Christian Librarians Research Award. The ACL Research Award is given to honor great student researchers graduating with the Bachelor of Religious Education program and the Bachelor of Theology program. They must display outstanding characteristics and demonstrate a record of leadership ability and Christian character. 2 winners.
From the BRE program, we have Cameron Bell. Congratulations, Cameron. And then from the BTH, we have Adrian Pivot Dyer. Congratulations to both of you.
And the last award of the day
is the Delta Epsilon Chi Award. The Honor Society Award is given by the Association of Biblical Higher Education. These are the big guys. Our accreditation body in recognition of intellectual achievement, Christian character, and leadership ability. 2 awards are being given out today.
The first is going to Jeremy Hughes, and the second is going to Adrian Pivot Dyer.
Woo!
Good job, everyone. Graduates, we just wanted to say cheers to a job well done and to an incredible life in ministry post-school.
Woo!
Congrats.
This is brought to you by Coca-Cola. No alcoholic beverages, because we both want to keep our credentials.
Congratulations, guys. Now off to the president of the Student Council, Josh Burley.
Hello, Masters. This year, it really has been an honor to serve as the student body president for this year's student leadership team. I learned a lot. I had a lot of fun, and it was really great growing with all of you. I think back as I reflect on this year of some of the things that we were able to do and some of the initiatives that we really did push forward to as a school. I think about how we really tried to connect with Trent this year. I thought that was awesome. How we were really trying to get close with them. as well as the community that we find ourselves in on campus in Peterborough. I also think it was awesome that we were able to grow together as a community, to see how people were interacting in the dorms, in the lobby, even in classes and events. It was really encouraging to see that. And then even how people were trying to grow spiritually. I always think it's awesome to see how people start the year compared to how they end and what God has been able to do in between. So one of the reasons why Dana and I are doing this is because we have a tradition at Masters every year where the one student body president passes on a baton to next year's student body president, sort of as a symbol of passing on leadership and responsibility of the student leadership team. And so we're going to do that now. And I really do look forward to next year and all that God is going to be able to do, how he uses Dana and her team. And so, yeah, it's going to be awesome. So Dana, here is the baton.
Thank you very much. Yeah, I'm really excited. I think we're going to have a great year. I think we have a great year ahead of us. And Josh, I'm just excited to continue a lot of those things that you started this year. Just that community building and bringing Trent in and kind of connecting that way. And yeah, just the spiritual growth and unity building of our school. So I'm really looking forward to that. And we have a great team put together, and I hope you guys are really excited too. I think it's going to be a great year. So yeah, we just want to pass it off to Rich for our message now.
I love pizza. It's just so good and tasty, and I just got to finish every last little bit in this box. There's something about a empty pizza box that kind of depresses me a bit. You know, I'm that guy who, at the end of a meal, licks their plate to get every last morsel off of it. I'm the guy who, when I'm eating a bowl of cereal and all the cereal is done, I'm picking up the bowl and I'm tipping it back and I'm drinking the milk. Maybe that's you, and if it's you, maybe in the chat you can just say, yeah, that's me, I do that, or maybe it's, you know, I think that's disgusting or gross, but I don't know, are you the kind of person with your Starbucks and you're squeezing every last little bit of coffee out of that mug, or, you know, you're slurping on your Timmy's ice cap and you're right every little bit. You like to finish things right to the last drop. I like to play a game. I don't know how many of you do this, but when I drive, I will often try to play that game of, you know, what can I get this car to empty? Can I get all the way down to the end? And, you know, just before I get to the gas station, I'm cruising in at just the last little bit of gas and maximizing all of that. And you know, there's something about being empty. There's something about that whole idea of finishing things to the end. And part of it is good, but there's an element of it that we can see as not helpful in life. There's an element of emptiness that we find that we want to resist. There's an element of emptiness that we can't stand. We don't like empty pizza boxes. And there's a moment in our lives where perhaps we face emptiness and we're running on empty. And I think about the times that we found ourselves in just today. Here we are on this chapel moment, and we're spread across Eastern Canada. We can't come together because of a situation that none of us anticipated, none of us expected. And it's maybe feeling us a little bit lost and a little bit isolated and a little bit empty. And that can be tough on some of us. You know, life can be like this empty box, and we wonder if there's any purpose and any hope to what's ahead and what we see for the future. We have found ourselves in this time of isolation, and it's not easy. Maybe you're experiencing some extreme worry about how long this lockdown is going to go on for. What are we looking at? And, you know, you can read the newspapers and you can watch the news at night and you wonder, like, is this going to last into the summer? And we can be worried about that. Perhaps you're a little bit fearful of getting sick, or somebody you know is going to be getting sick, and you wonder what that's going to do to your family, and you're full of fear about what that might mean. Or perhaps there's a little bit of uncertainty of summer jobs, and will you have money for school, and you're kind of just questioning this idea that here you're facing emptiness, you're facing loss, you're facing isolation. we're all in the same boat today. And I really felt impressed upon my heart to share with you an encouraging word today. Months ago, I was preparing for this very message. I didn't think I would be speaking it here outside of my own home, but I had a sense that the Lord was giving me a word, and here I find that in this moment it might be really good. It might be appropriate for all of us today. We're learning something about loss, aren't we? We're learning something about emptiness. We're learning something today about isolation. Despite how bad it feels, despite how we're experiencing it and the emotions that we're going through, you know something today? Not all bad situations are bad for us. I think that there's some good that can come of. There's a story in 2 Kings chapter 4 that I think is helpful for us today. So you'll see the words on the screen, or maybe you grab your Bible or your phone and let's read it together. 2 Kings chapter 4. One day the widow of a member of the group of the prophets came to Elisha and cried out, "My husband who served you is dead, and you know how he feared the Lord. But now a creditor has come, threatening to take my 2 sons as slaves." "What can I do to help you?" Elisha said. "Tell me, what do you have in the house?" "Nothing at all except a flask of olive oil," she replied. And Elisha said, "Borrow as many empty jars as you can from your friends and neighbors. Then go into your house with your sons and shut the door behind you. Pour olive oil from your flasks into the jars, setting each one aside when it is filled." So she did as she was told. Her sons kept bringing jars to her, and she filled one after another. Soon every container was full to the brim. "Bring me another jar," she said to one of her sons. "There aren't any more," he told her, and then the olive oil stopped flowing. When she told the man of God what had happened, he said to her, "Now sell the olive oil and pay your debts, and you and your sons can live on what is left over." What an incredible story. What a miracle. Here is a woman. Here is a family who has experienced deep loss. We see here in this text that a woman has lost her husband, and the creditors are going to be coming, and they want to take her sons as collateral to pay for the debt that she's incurred. And there's deep sorrow. We see in the story that there's death in the family. Death ruins life. It snatches life. It snatches hope. There is complete loss. This woman is stricken with an incredible amount of grief and sorrow. This is a man who had been following the prophet. He was a man of God, and now he's gone. And now she's unable to pay for her life and pay for her family, and there's deep loss and sorrow. Have you experienced that kind of loss? Maybe it's not physical death, but maybe there's a sudden situation that's happened, a jolt, a circumstance of life, some sort of thing that's taken place that has created loss and death in your life, broken relationship. We think of the many situations that can take place of loss. There's a moment in time that we find ourselves today where we have become socially isolated. It's jolted everything that we could possibly hold dear to ourselves, and life as we know it has disappeared. Today, let's make note of the loss. Let's make note of the death that we've experienced. Let's name it, and maybe you could write it down right now, and you could say, this is the emptiness that I feel. This is the empty pizza box, so to speak, of my life, and I'm not quite sure what the prognosis is for the future. I've experienced some sort of loss and emptiness. So we see this woman who's experienced death, but beyond this, she's experiencing despair. The word that is used, that she cries out, is this denoting of a deep and utter uncontrollable weeping. There's a brokenheartedness to her cries of despair because a loved one has been taken from her. You know, death always leads us to these moments of despair, doesn't it? Panic and worry and anxiety and fear. Fear always leads to a sense of emptiness and wreaks havoc on our emotions. I don't know how you're feeling right now. I don't know the emotions that you're experiencing that are running through your head. Maybe there's a numbness. maybe what's happened to all of us as we've gone into isolation and you're just trying to make sense of things, or maybe you're feeling incredible stress and anxiety and worry, and maybe you've cried out like this woman. I see it, I understand it, I recognize it, because that's been for me what my last 3 weeks have been. No different than you. There's been multiple times when I've either walked around this very pond, or have sat in my office in my house, or late at night sitting on the couch and trying to pray and to worship, and there's this been overwhelming sense of emotion of despair. Lord, what's going to happen? What's the future going to be like? I can understand. See, because when there's a jolt, when there's a death, when there's something been taken and something that's been stolen, there comes great despair. And what follows, as we see in the story, is not only that, but there's now a situation of debt. We have a moment where the creditors are coming, and they have come to the house, and they're knocking on the door, and they're saying to the woman, we need your sons. You cannot afford life. You cannot pay your bills, and we need to take your boys, and you will have nothing, and they will work to pay off your debt. And so here's this sense of loss, the sense of despair, and now there's debt hanging over. You know, often debt can feel a little bit like quicksand. It can a sense that you can never get ahead, and you can never find yourself, and you can never find your way, and there's hopelessness in the moment, and maybe you feel like you can get 1 foot forward and then you a couple of feet backwards, and you can't really keep up to what's going on, and debt just is always ever present and knocking at the door and making you feel like there's no hope for the future. But in these moments that we find ourselves in, these moments of social isolation, we can think that debt has robbed us of something. That's something that we are unable to ever get back. The season, the semester, didn't end the way that any of us had hoped. Something's been taken from you. This was not the way that it was supposed to end. There was supposed to be a proper ending. There was supposed to be a proper goodbye. There was supposed to be a proper graduation. There was supposed to be a way that it should happen, and it didn't. And it can mean that we have this sense of emptiness and loss. I want us to look to this story again, for in this lady's story is hope for us, because she does something that all of us should copy. See, in the moment of death, despair, and debt, there was also a moment of devotion. Here was a woman who had a deep and abiding faith in God. Her husband was training to be a prophet, and here he was, gone now, but had set this family as a family that sought after the Lord, and their faith was strong. And in her moments of death, in her moment of despair, in her moment of debt, she has devotion to the Lord. She could have turned to many different ways. She could have perhaps sought the government, said, will you help me out, or turn to neighbors and asked for loans, but she goes to the man of God. It's her faith that takes her to a man of God, and in her devotion to the Lord, and she seeks the Lord's help in this moment. It's so instructional for us, I think, because in that seeking of the Lord, she has a brand new perspective on emptiness. She has a brand new perspective on loss, because it's in this moment, in her emptiness, in her nothingness, where the prophet of Elisha helps her to see that out of nothing can come something. Right? In this story, we see that the jars of oil, of which there was barely any to begin, suddenly are replenished, suddenly are full, suddenly are more than they could need. And now they have hope and a future. The prophet shifted her perspective on emptiness, and she went from nothing to something. Oh, what God can do with an empty vessel, that in our moments where we feel like we have nothing, where there is lack, where there is hopelessness, God can take us as empty vessels, and He can fill us. He can take our hurts, and He can take our pain, and He can take our struggles, and He can allow us to overcome. He gives us the strength in these moments of suffering and isolation and sorrow. He is there for us, and He's filling us up. Finally, if we note that we may be running on empty. We have exhausted ourselves. We don't feel like we have the strength to continue. We don't really sense that there's purpose beyond what we see in front of us. Everything has been taken. We know that in those moments of despair, in those moments of debt, in those moments of death, in our devotion to God, He will come to us. He will meet us. He will be there for us. And there's one last thing. We recognize in the story that as the Lord provides, as the Lord comes and turns a miracle, and suddenly there's provision. This woman who has been devoted to God now turns her face to her community. And in her devotion to God, she now depends on her community. And she relies on her community. And together they make it through the issue. They make it through the challenge. They make it through the moment of death. There's barrenness all over, but she goes to her community, and the community stands together, and they participate, and they love each other, and they support each other. I just think it's a wonderful story for us as a Masters family, that we would rally around each other, we would be there for each other, that we would reach out to each other, that we would strengthen each other, and maybe even right now that you could think of someone that you could send a text to, even at this very moment, and just say, thank you for being there for me, thank you for being that encouragement. Here is a woman in the death and the despair and the debt, through her devotion to God and to her depending on her community, she finds hope and a purpose. It's such an encouraging story for us. And I trust that today we will be able to understand the value of coming together in community.
The Lord bless you and keep you. Make His face shine upon you and be gracious to you. The Lord turn His face toward you and give you peace.
Allow me to end by centering our thoughts on one critical issue. We are nearing the end of the season of Lent, and next week is Holy Week. The world is in retreat right now. We have been banished by the virus into physical and social isolation and distancing. We are separated from each other, from everything we know. But there's an opportunity that we've been given. We have been given a chance to think, to pray, to contemplate, to renew ourselves, to eventually be prepared to engage again with the world around us. That perhaps as we emerge from the other side, that we will make this world a better place, a brighter place. We do that because we can live in hope. We have hope in Christ. So while this is a season of death, of despair, and debt, there's isolation. We mustn't underestimate the value of what we can take from this. Something of addition can come from subtraction. A flourishing life with God often requires the removal of obstacles and obstructions that block His goodness in our lives. That as we remove these things, we can grow to become even more like Christ. Sometimes we can discover the truth and beauty of God. We can do so by disentangling ourselves from everything around us, from the busyness of school, from the busyness of work, and yes, even from the busyness of church. Isolation can be good for the soul. So don't undervalue the value of emptiness. Don't trivialize the trials of nothingness. And don't reject the times when you're running on empty. In fact, what a better time than now to speak about the value that can come from moments of pain, of suffering, of anguish, and of turmoil. We think about Holy Week and the path to the cross. See, there's a story in John chapter 11 where Jesus has gotten the information that he has lost his friend Lazarus. Lazarus has died, and he has been full of sorrow. In fact, we have the verse, Jesus wept. There is an uncontrollable emotion of sorrow that we see from him. He is indignant in the face of death, for death has robbed him of relationship with his friend. And so we see that that is a moment of deep pain for Jesus. And yet the important thing that we recognize in this moment, as in emptiness, while we grieve and we mourn and there's sorrow, and it's an important step that we should not skip. Death does not have the final word. Christ has rendered death powerless. It has no more grip on us. Jesus says in this chapter that I am the resurrection and the life. We can find hope in the middle of death and despair and death. And so let us take these moments as the days unfold ahead of us. Let us be deeply devoted to the Lord. Let us find time to abide in him. Let us spend time in the Word and prayer and in worship. And let us change and grow into the people that he wants us to be. Let us be dependent to each other and devoted to each other. And let us reach out and encourage each other and pray for each other. And let us make sure that not one of us is left behind. It's in these moments where we can recognize that in emptiness there is fullness. When we believe that there is an empty pizza box life ahead of us, God has a fuller plan for us. In our emptiness, there can be fullness. Masters family, I'm praying for you. I'm believing in you. We know that we can get through this together. Let's connect. Let's stay in touch. Blessings to you through the spring and summer. I love you. And now as Ryan and Julia lead us in a song, let's worship together. Thanks.
Thanks so much, Rich, for that great message of hope and encouragement. And why don't we spend some time and respond to that as we worship together. And even though it's a time of difficulty, it's a time where we still can be together in a different sense and worship God together, and the Spirit brings us together. So.
Christ alone, my hope is found. He is my light, my strength, my song. This cornerstone, this solid ground, firm through the fiercest This is meant to be, me and you, me and
We are returning to the place we've always belonged. Right here. Take me back to the garden. Lead me back to the moment I heard your voice. Take me back to communion. Lead me back to the moment I saw your face. And it was all so simple. It was easy to love. No space between us. It was easy to trust. 'Cause you are closer, closer than my skin. And you are in the air I'm breathing in. Yes, you are. And here's where the dead things come back to living. I feel my heart beating again. It feels so good to know you are my friend. And this is the garden, here in the place I find you close. This is communion, here in the place I'm fully known. And it was all so simple. You're so easy to love. And no space between us. You're so easy to trust. 'Cause you are closer, closer than my skin. Yes, you are. And you are in the air I'm breathing in. And here's where the dead things come back to living. I feel my heart beat again. It feels so good to know you are my friend. My friend, my friend, yeah. It's where I'm meant to be. Me and you, yeah. This is where I'm meant to be. Me and you and me. I don't have to prove a thing. You've already approved of me. This is where I'm meant to be. Me and you and me. And I don't have to prove a thing, no. You've already approved of me, yeah. 'Cause this is where I'm meant to be, yeah. Me and you There's nothing like your friendship. There's nothing like this friendship with you, with you, with you. We are returning. We are returning to the desire of your heart. We are returning. We are returning. We are returning to the desire of your heart. Yes, we are. We are returning. Oh, we are returning. We're coming back home. We are returning. Oh, we are returning. Oh, just sing it again. Oh, yes, we are returning. Oh, we're coming after you. We are returning. Here's my heart. We are returning. Oh, and we'll never look back. We are returning. Oh, we are returning. Oh, we're coming back to you. We are returning. And we are returning. We are returning. Here's where the dead things, 'cause here's where the dead things come back to living. I feel my heart beating. Here's where the dead things, here's where the dead things come back to living. I feel my heart beating again. Here's where the dead things come back to living. I feel my heart beating again. It feels so good to know you are my yeah. So didn't know I could have a friend like you. I didn't know I could have a friend like you. So good, so good. I didn't know I could have a friend like closer than a brother, closer than a brother. I didn't know that I could have a friend like. I didn't think that I deserved it. I didn't know I could have a friend like. You keep blowing me away. I didn't know I could have a friend like you. Just the voices, one more time. I didn't know that I could have a friend like you. 'Cause you are closer, closer than my skin. And you are in the air I'm breathing in. And here's where the dead things come back to living. I feel my heart beating again. It feels so good to know you are my friend. Amen. What a friend we have in Jesus. Somebody better sing it out next time.
We're still rolling. Hey, we still rolling.
Winds and breeze. What a privilege to get everything to God in prayer. Oh, what peace we often forfeit. Oh, what needless pains we bear. It's all because we do not carry everything to God in prayer. I didn't know that I could have a friend like you. Just one more time. I didn't know that I could have a friend like one who holds me close in shame. Oh, I didn't know that I could have a friend